in Washington, D.C. as the Padres and Nationals wrap up their three-game series. And the Padres wrapping up the second leg of their three-city tour. Mike Schultz's lineup has Profar in left, Solano at third, Bogaerts at second with Machado the DH today. Cronenworth at first base with Kim at short, Merrill in center, Campisano doing the catching, and Johnson in right. Patrick Corbin on the mound for the Nats.
Well, the veteran left-hander trying to at least salvage one game as he makes his 21st start. He's got a whip of 149, hitting almost 300 off the left-hander. And it's game three. Nationals Padres going for the sweep. Stepping up to the plate is Jurickson Profar. Stepping up to the mic with the play-by-play is the voice of the Padres, Don Orsillo. Donnie?
Thanks very much, Budley. Here we go. It is game three of this three-game series, and spinning out of the box is Jurickson Profar. Leading it off, hitting at an even 300 with 16 homers and 62 runs batted in. First start of the year for Corbin. 83 degrees as we get it started here today in the D.C. area.
There's some humidity in the air as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Today's one of those days where if you're playing on that diamond, working up a lather, staying hot.
Did he go? They check it first. No, he did not, says Junior Valentine. Do you like pitching in these conditions?
Love the humidity. The hotter the better. Yes, sir. Yep.
3-1 pitch. And that's in there for a strike. Profar gets the bad news just now. He is told by the home plate umpire Ramon De Jesus that he's got to put his stuff back on again.
Oh, that pitch was low.
Mike Schultz agrees. Yeah, it was down.
Yeah.
He had it right, but called a strike, so full count now. Fouls it off himself and will do it again. Time now for this Quad Casino Resort scouting report.
Well, the left-hander, the veteran, Patrick Corbin, he's crafty. Crafty left-hander, tries to keep you off balance, and comfortable at-bats for the Padres. Look for the slow breaking ball this afternoon. Trying to incorporate more of the slow curve from Corbin.
There's a grounder up the middle, but the second baseman Garcia Jr. is there, and he fires to first for out number one. Let's take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, what does he feature? Well, he's been around a long, long time. We've seen him many, many times. Remember with the Diamondbacks? Well, this first is the Padres back in June. Sinker, slider, cutter, four-seamer. 7 innings, most in the start this season on that June 24th against the Padres. You see the hits and the at-bats. Just kind of in control of that game.
Donovan Solano takes one the other way for a base hit, getting a chance to start today. With Bogaerts coming back, hasn't had a lot of chance to start. Well, he does today. Let's check out the Nats defensively. Brought to you by Defender. Left to right of the outfield, James Wood, Jacob Young, and Lane Thomas. Third to first, Vargas, Abrams, Garcia Jr., Yepez, with Ruiz doing the catching for Corbin. One down in the first, with Solano at first base, and here's Xander Bogaerts. Last 14 games, Bogaerts hitting at .483. Second best in the majors during that span. Bobby Witt Jr. hitting at .543 during that time to set the pace in the majors. But Xander, ever since coming off the IL, he has been terrific.
I think he's doing a good job. We talk about using the whole field quite a bit. He's doing that, not over swinging.
Fouls it back to the backstop.
I think also taking the count into consideration. What I mean by that, hey, early on, yeah, you get a free swing, maybe a hanger. Try to put some oomph behind it. And then you get in the hole, maybe try to spray the ball where it's pitched. We saw that last night.
Good size lead at first base for Solano. And a ground ball foul outside of third. Corbin has really struggled this year. You look at the record, 2-9 coming in, but leads the majors at highest opponent average. They're making a lot of contact, just shy of 300 at 297. Opponent OPS at 841 this year.
Yeah, that's what I meant by the comfortable at bats against Corbin.
Rain has started here in Washington, coming down. Right now, it's kind of a sun shower. But it is coming down pretty good. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hoping this is just a cloud as some of the fans take cover.
You can hear the rain hitting the field mics.
Solano gets that lead again at first, and a 1-2 pitch. Gonna miss up top. 2-2. Now, to be clear, my rain app did not tell me this was going to happen. I don't know about yours. Usually I'm notified.
Yeah, I have to check mine. I'm on it.
Does appear to be one large cloud overhead. Going over to first is Corbin, and back to the bag is Solano. Well, the Nationals had won 5 out of 6 games before dropping the first 2 games of this series against the Padres, who are playing better baseball. Oh, I like that jacket.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah, I think that's approved to be on the air. That kid came prepared. He's a Boy Scout. Look at that. He's got his Skittles, not a sponsor. Oh, he's locked in. And then there's your pocket poncho.
These are tougher than they look to put on. Not easy. It's always a challenge. Take it off for second base, but it's ball 4 was Solano as Bogaerts will take the walk. And with 1 out, Padres have runners at first and second. He's still not even close to being able to get that thing on. You can never find the second hole.
Yeah.
That's the
now
problem.
Does he have it backwards? What are the chances he got it backwards?
Now he's got to get out of that. It's very dangerous. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, now he has. I think he's all set. I'm telling you, it's not easy. First, you got to find where it separates. He did.
And then you
got all the holes. This one is popped up foul off to the right out of play.
It's like a big saran wrap.
It is. And I hate saran wrap.
Wrapping a sandwich.
That is one of my pet peeves in life is saran wrap. I don't like it. It doesn't work. Okay. All right. He's got it done. Nice. Way to go. This is softly lined to second base for out number 2 off the bat of Manny Machado. So 2-away with 2 on, and that'll bring up Jake Cronenworth. And the grounds crew has come out here to talk to Adrian Johnson, the crew chief. You don't usually see that during an inning.
Yeah, you know what?
That's unusual.
I'm not a meteorologist.
Yeah.
I know that comes.
You're not?
Yeah. Maybe he went out to tell him, hey, you know what? This is just a small cell coming through. It's going to pass like within 5 minutes.
Or it's going to be a deluge and we need to get off the field immediately.
Yeah, after this half inning, right, we're going to have to cover the field. Stay tuned to that one.
Cronenworth will take a pitch outside. I have not seen that before where grounds crew chief comes out and gets the ear of the umpire during play in an inning. At the end of an inning, we see it plenty. Cronenworth spins out of the way of a fastball up and in. Spinning the correct direction. 2-0.
Judging by Jake's helmet, it's coming down. His helmet completely wet.
In there for the high strike to make it 2-1. Score free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box after a Padres home run with the purchase of a large drink. It's not easy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets a little wet, too.
That should be an Olympic event. Look at this guy. He's trying to manipulate the bill of the cap.
He's got no shot.
Now he's got to find the armhole. Where's that at?
I don't think that one doesn't have one. It's defective. Oh, the rain's coming down hard now.
Yeah.
Wow. It's to Cronenworth, and it almost looks like hail a little bit right now. That is ball 4. That'll load the bases. Second walk given up by Corbin. Bases filled with Padres, 2 down. Now getting help from friends.
He's not utilizing the. He's keeping his arms in. He's not utilizing.
Yeah, he's giving up on the whole arm part. And they're pulling him off the field now.
12-14. Eastern time.
So Corbin wants to know why. He let him pitch through this inning. Why now all of a sudden? With the bases loaded, and Corbin not happy with this decision by Adrian Johnson, the crew chief. Not happy.
Yeah.
Said some stuff.
Yeah, go Netflix on us.
So tarp being rolled out here with 2 outs in the first, bases filled with Padres. So we are headed into a rain delay, and we will have the newest episode of Play Ball for you to enjoy. Check back with us from time to time. Never did. So that'll be interesting as well. And let me ask you this, Mud. You think an hour and 15 minutes is too late for a guy who got hot starting for today's game?
You know,
maybe we see a bullpen game today. What are we going to see, Mud?
I think it's subjective. I think Dylan Cease, after he's warmed up in the bullpen ready to go, every guy has their routine where they keep their arm loose, where they put a hot pack on, they stay stretched. I mean, there's so many ways guys can go to stay loose. We'll have to wait and see. No sign of Dylan Cease, but my gut feeling is Dylan Cease is going to start this game for the Padres. He's going to go out there in the bottom of the inning.
Let's check out the standing scenario right now for the Padres as they are holding on to a spot at the moment, along with the St. Louis Cardinals. The Diamondbacks a half a game back. It's all bunched up right now. The Giants are 4.5 games back of the Padres and Cardinals at the moment, as we got a lot of baseball left to play. This is game number 105 of the season for the San Diego Padres in the midst of a lengthy road trip, their longest of the year, which after the ball game today they will head to Baltimore. And of course it is a 3-game weekend series coming up against a very good Orioles team. And we'll have Ha-Sung Kim coming up here with the bases loaded and 2 down in the first inning for the Padres.
It's so cliche, but it's so true. The Padres are just worrying about winning today. We showed you the standings, plenty of baseball left, as Don mentioned. So win today, you sweep these Nats, go on to Baltimore. And you know who's stepping up to the plate? Ha-Sung Kim. And after the delay, just wait, ladies and gentlemen, stepping up to the mic once again with the play-by-play. The voice of the Padres. Oh, yeah. Don Orsillo. Donnie?
Thanks very much, Mudley. Here we go. Start number 2. And waiting for 130 is the home plate umpire, Ramon De Jesus. He gets the go-ahead, and away we go again. So standing in is Kim, hitting a .223 with 10 homers and 40 runs batted in. Take a look at strike 1 at the knees. Understand his frustration at all, pitching through that rain, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, he wants to complete the inning. Yeah, a little rain never hurt anybody. I'm sure it was coming down. I've seen games go on when it's worse than that.
Oh, it was longer than I thought. The delay. Oh no, an hour and 16 minutes. A minute later than I thought. Bases filled with Padres, 2 down in the inning. And that'll miss inside. And Solano at third, Bogarts at second, Cronenworth at first.
Well, after the first 2 games beating the Nationals, boy, a big hit right here. You talk about taking the wins out of the sails of the Nationals.
Strike in there, top of the zone with a sinker that was up top. Time to party, full count, 2 down, bases loaded, everybody on the move. Fouls it off.
I love this situation. A gapper, you're going to clear the bases. Could be a triple.
On deck is Jackson Merrill. Spirals off the backside, no throw, but everybody going back to the bases. Always concentrating on taking off early. 3-ball counts to 4 to the first 6 hitters with an hour and 16-minute rain delay in between. Liner foul outside of third. So a lot of pitches. 8-pitch at bat right now for Kim. This next pitch will be the 30th of his outing with that long delay in between. Bases filled with Padres. 3-2 pitch. And taking his hitter's timeout is Kim. Runners will be off again on the 3-2 pitch. Line foul to the end of the Padres dugout. He was way out ahead.
Heads up. Ugly finder. Breaking ball out in front. Big time. Into the Padre dugout.
A lot of guys hanging out down there too. The bullpen has yet to go out. So they're all down at that end. Kim will send this one to left field. Incoming is Wood. Not going to get there. One run is in. Here comes another. Going to try and score a third. It is going to be late, and the Padres take a 3-0 lead. Ha-Seong Kim clears the bases.
What a battle for Kim. What a battle. Stays on the breaky ball after pulling it in the Padres dugout. This one to left center field. Perfectly dumped in there. Everybody's running. Like I said, take the wins out of the sails right there of the Nationals. That's the way to do it.
3-0 Padres. Here's Jackson Merrill fouling one off to the left out of play. .284 with 12 homers, 49 runs batted in. Crowds him with a pitch up and in. .100 games now for Merrill in his rookie campaign. Joined us last night after the game, talking about coming back here to where he grew up and looking forward to this weekend in Baltimore, coming up against the O's. And told us last night he's got a luxury box he needed so much room for. Friends and family coming to Camden Yards. Grew up outside of Baltimore.
That's exciting for any player, where you grow up and then playing in that big league venue.
Went around and strikes out to end the inning. But the damage has been done. Padres scored 3 runs in the first, take a 3-0 lead. Padres off to the fast start on top 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Nats lineup. For Dave Martinez, it's Abrams leading it off at shortstop with Thomas in right. Winker is the DH with Yepes at first. Wood in left. Ruiz does the catching. Garcia Jr. at second. Vargas at third base. And Young in center field. Nationals lineup brought to you by Appliance Alley, with Dylan Cease indeed on the mound.
Pitching well, spotted 3 runs at the top of the first. 22nd start, a whip just above 1. He's having one heck of a year. 159 strikeouts and 102 frames. 28-year-old making his 22nd start, as I mentioned, 12th on the road for Dylan Cease.
Abrams leading it off and fouling it off down by the shoe tops to even the count here at 1-1. 262 to start the day. 15 home runs, 49 runs batted in for C.J. Abrams. Back-to-back outstanding efforts for Cease. And overall his 22nd start in a Padres uniform. It's a grounder down the first baseline, foul.
Last 2 starts for Dylan Cease, he has been just fantastic. Double digits in the strikeouts, 6 innings, 7 innings, only 1 hit each. No earned runs, no home runs, a few walks here and there. See the numbers there. Stay hot. What a great way to sweep these Nationals. Timing's everything to have him on the mound this afternoon.
Going back to last night, the Padres have scored 15 unanswered runs in this series. It was the Nationals who jumped out to the 3-0 advantage. You may remember last night. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Cease strikes out Abrams to start the bottom of the 1st inning.
Off to a good start. There's that breaking ball. It's the slider. Back door. No chance.
So 1 away in the first for Lane Thomas. Right fielder. I want to talk about him maybe being on the move in the coming weeks, or week, I should say.
Yep.
As far as the trade deadline goes.
Yeah, you stick him in a good lineup. I think he could pay dividends. He's got a great arm in the outfield. Good defensively.
The Nationals kind of sliding at the wrong time. There are a few of their guys that are up for possibility and conversations for possible trade deadlines. Cal Finnegan, of course, the closer. 28 out of 32. Dylan Floro's got lots of experience coming out of the pen. Jesse Winker, middle of some lineups, and Lane Thomas, who we were just talking about, and who's at the plate right now.
I'll tell you, I look at that quartet. Floro, that guy can get you a grounder, man. He throws nasty sinkers, tough to elevate. That'd be good for any bullpen.
You look at the teams who have done well in the postseason, they generally have guys from the 6th inning on in the bullpen, shortening games.
Strong bench, good bullpen. Obviously, starting pitching sets the tone, but you're right, Don.
3-1 pitch is ball 4. So Thomas walks with 1 away. Let's take a look at the Padres defense presented by Valley View Casino. Left to right in the outfield, Profar, Merrill, and Johnson. Third to first, Solano, Kim, Bogaerts, and Cronenworth, with Campusano doing the catching. Day game after the night game. 1 out, 1 on, and Jesse Winker. We're just talking about, he is the DH for the Nats. And the recipient of strike 1 takes a knuckle curve for a strike. That's a pretty hard rain that came through.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple of times it let up a little bit, then came down hard again. Right field is a quagmire. It's a little lake out there.
And still some standing water on the warning track, but otherwise everything else looks pretty good. It drained very well.
Yep.
Hurry out there. Cease backs off a disengagement. Campusano still working on the pitch comm on his knee. And they're going to have to talk it over. Not sure if it's not working or they can't decide on the right pitch. Looked like Cease shook him off a couple times.
Technical difficulties. Nobody's going to the unit. We're going to talk it over. Just couldn't press the right buttons, I guess.
When Padres pitchers K9, your entire pet lineup wins. Petco Vital Care members can visit participating Petco locations the next day to score 25% off your total purchase. Just ask to redeem the Padres K9 promotion at checkout. 1 out, 1 on, and Jesse Winker with a count of 1-1. We're on the same page now. Cease looks over at Thomas, who's got a good sized lead at first. These Nats do run. That's in there for strike 2. Read the knees. 97. Good downward plane. Runner goes at first. The pitch is down and in. Throw to second is in time. caught him trying to steal. Lane Thomas has gone down. They appealed third to see if Winker went around. He did not, according to Paul Clemens, the third base umpire. No challenge coming from the Nats. So caught stealing at second base.
Oh, good throw. Let's check out the on the receiving end. High throw. Ooh, snap throw, snap tag.
Did he go this time? Yes, he did. Goes around and strikes out. And that will end the inning. Second strikeout for Cease. Done with one from Washington. The Padres have a 3-0 lead. Now the Padres with a 3-0 advantage as we head to the second inning, and they're really playing well on the road right now. And you look at the last 12 road games for the Padres, they've won 9 of the 12 road games. Good batting average, getting 5 runs a game. That'll work. Starters ERA just under 3, and the bullpen ERA just over 2. Best road record in the majors since June 19th, so it's all been good for Mike Schultz. Padres, as they continue to play good baseball on the road, it's a good thing because right now they're on the longest road trip of the year.
Yeah, everything's clicking.
Foul down the left field line off the bat of Luis Campusano.
Sweet jerseys, by the way. The Expos moving to Washington. I love that jersey. Oh, yeah. One of the best ever. That's Brady. Wasn't he drafted by the Expos?
He
Tom
was.
Brady?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
This one is popped up foul off to the left out of play.
That's right. He was a catcher, right? I believe he was a catcher. Here's the catch by the Expos / Nationals fan. Yes. Great technique. Good for him.
He's got the Tom Brady hat going too, along with the Tom Brady Expos jersey.
You think he's a fan?
I think he likes Tom Brady. In there for strike 3. Campusano didn't like it, but takes with him the second strikeout for Corbin. He had closed the first by striking out Merrill. He opens the second by getting Campusano.
I think Luis has got that breaking ball in the back of his head. That's a 92. The sinker, frozen pizza, inner half. Caught a lot of the plate.
Now coming into today, Corbin really pitched well in the first inning. He had a 2.25 ERA in the first, a 5.90 ERA the rest of outings. But not today. The first inning, they get him for 3 runs. Well, since the beginning of 2017, most strikeouts by left-handed pitchers. Corbin's second in that category to our good friend Blake Snell. And slider that time from Corbin. Bryce Johnson down in the count 0-2. Batting out of the 9th spot for the Padres and playing in right field. Picked up his first RBI as a Padre. Didn't go, according to Junior Valentine, first base umpire. Sun is actually making its way out now. 1-2 skips in, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, if it stays like this, we're good to go. There's a lot of clouds around us, but don't know which way they're going. Don't have the radar up. I don't have the Doppler 5000 working right now.
2-2 pitch. Grounded foul over by the Padres side of things. They're housed on the third base side at Nationals Park. A lot of deep counts already. 5+ pitches to 7 out of 9 hitters. First time through the order. And let the at bat for Kim. Ended up driving in 3 runs. Full count to Johnson. Had been 0-2, 3-2 now. And that is strike 3. High strike 3. And that is the 3rd strikeout in a row for Corbin. 2 down. That brings up Jurickson Profar, who homered in each of the first 2 games, 1 in each game. Home run number 15 there, and home run number 16 here. Center field that time.
Owns the Nats.
Who owns the Nats?
Owned the Chiefs.
Can't believe I fell into that trap. This one is grounded deep third and a fair ball out of the reach of Vargas down the left field line. And heading for 2 is Profar. Here comes the throw. It'll get away. And he'll get up and head to third base. That was going to be really close. And instead, an errant throw, and Profar reaches third.
This ball hit sharply. It's a cutter, down and in, drops the head. And then here, where it's a yard sale, gets away, extra base, 90 feet away with 2 outs.
He's thinking about heading home as he rounded third, but Leaper's got the arm up. He's at third now with 2 away and a pitch in the dirt. Donovan Solano single to right field, first time up. This season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position at .333, 5 for 15. Couple doubles and 6 runs batted in.
Didn't have to be. That's what I miss, sitting in the dugout just chirping.
You still do it up here though. So.
I know. It was fun.
You're not really missing anything if you're able to do it from up here.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch is going to miss for ball 2. Wraps it foul beyond the Padres dugout. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Padres at MLBshop.com. 2-2 pitch to Solano and a line drive to center. Young ends up almost coming in too far. Misjudged that ball right at him, goes back and makes the catch to end the inning. 3-0 Padres.
Padres leading the Nationals right now 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Dylan Cease now going for his 10th win of the season. And as you know, Dylan, he throws the ball hard, but he still prefers to go primarily with that slider. That's one of the stories we're working on for you today, because it's that slider that got him 2 strikeouts already in the first inning. Why not throw it? You already throw it more than anybody else in the National League, and you get as many whiffs as anybody in all of baseball on it. So if you're going to use it the way he does it, judiciously. Sprinkle it liberally, though, on all the hitters who bite on the number 2 or number 3, and that's definitely the slider for Dylan Cease. It opens up really, I think, an interesting conversation, because we're seeing so much more spin in the game. But I want to start with you and just your thought on what makes his slider so tough on hitters.
The spin and, of course, the whiff rate, but also the tilt. Don and I talk about downward playing quite a bit, but also tilt. It's just not a nasty slider when he keeps it down in the zone where it's like filthy nasty. But even a hanger, and Don, we've talked about this. He can even hang a slider, but it still has that tilt on it to makes it really difficult to square up. 214 at-bats going into this game, the 173 average on that slider. And, you notice the whiff rate there, Mike, at 44%. The league average, to quantify that, is 32%. So, Don, that slider's a nasty pitch.
I don't know how to explain it. You sort of did, but as far as that slider that he misses high with, that is a hanger, I mean, most times you see guys get crushed on that, and for some reason he doesn't. And it's because of that tilt, I guess you're talking about.
It's because of the manipulation of the ball, the spin. He's got that certain spin on it to where some guys, if they work underneath it and hang it, it flattens out. For Dylan Cease, not the case. I mean, we've witnessed it firsthand. Most strikeouts on a single pitch type, Cease with the slider.
It's
95.
Definitely his out pitch. There's no doubt about that.
You know, to the casual fan, you'd say, wait a minute, you're telling me velocity is up throughout the game, which it is. Hitting is down. Yet major league pitchers only throw the fastball 55% of the time. I got to wonder, there's some signs here clearly, but I've got to wonder why it is they don't go to the heater more often. I mean, Dylan Cease throwing 96, 98 miles an hour still prefers the slider.
He's got a straight fastball. I think, quite frankly, I think it makes the fastball better because he's going slider, slider, slider. Then you try to catch up to that at 98, 99, and if he can locate that, all bets are off. Like that right there. Good luck. Buena suerte. 98, see ya. You think he had slider in the back of his mind? Watch his reaction. Oh, where's the off speed?
Like, I got a question for you. As far as the draft that just came and went, and you see now it seems like every pitcher, everybody's looking for the guys throwing 100 miles an hour, and that seems to be across the board more than anything. Do you think that with some of the success with the spin rate and these guys spinning pitches now more at the major league level, they'll be looking for more of those type guys?
You know, we hear a lot of that, Don, about the search for what they call pitchability, the ability to actually throw certain pitches in certain counts. But what I heard that was interesting is the introduction of these high velocity machines mean a lot of these young hitters, and you're seeing a lot of younger ones in the league because they have what they call the quick twitch. They can get to the fastball a lot easier, and they're working off those high velocity machines. Spin is in vogue because of that. It's the pitch they feel like they can change eye levels with a lot better. And yeah, I think they are looking for guys who can spin as a result, because it's almost as though you go to Driveline or any one of these pitching labs and they can add a little bit to the fastball. But Mud, you tell me if I'm wrong. Spin is something that's as much feel ability as it is learned.
Yes, I believe that. And I think that's one of the things that makes Dylan Cease so, as we foul off a slider there. Oh, it's a fair ball.
I'll handle the play-by-play as he flips to first to end the inning. And that'll end the second. We played two. It's 3-0 Padres. We come back to D.C. Xander Bogaerts will be standing in, and I'll handle the play-by-play. 3-0 Padres have the lead over the Nationals as we head to the top half of the third inning. Well, get your hands on this hot new item when the Padres host the Minnesota Twins on Tuesday, August 20th at 6:40 p.m. Fans will receive this Machado collectible pin presented by Canals, complete with a trading card style box. This pin features Manny blowing his signature bubble. Learn more at Padres.com/giveaways.
See that bubble on the card? Is that to scale? Because that's a really big bubble.
It is.
I mean, that's like bigger than his head.
I wonder if he can hear us.
Ooh, the ephus.
Patrick Corbin out there for his third inning. His 4-game hitting streak for Xander at .588, 10 for his last 17. He's been red hot. Ever since coming off the IL. The shoulder injury that shelved him for 48 games. Bogaerts, Machado, and Cronenworth featured here in the third inning for the Padres. Did you say that you had pitched here in the Washington area, but at RFK? Is that right?
No, I remember doing games first at RFK when the Nationals first started, when they came from Montreal. Yeah.
How long did they play there?
I think it was 2 years, 2 seasons, I think. We've got people who can find that out. Was it 2 years at RFK?
And a check swing grounder down the first baseline that'll go foul.
Maybe it was 3. Did we get confirmation on 3?
Corbin has had his trouble against the Padres since the beginning of 2019. Just 1-4 with a 6.15 ERA, and Padres have hit at .326 against the veteran.
We were talking about the slider from Cease, right? Well, Corbin throws a slider as well. They're hitting .250 off of that this season. Unlike Cease, who's well below 200.
We have confirmation on RFK. 2005, 2006, 2007.
So that's 3 years, right?
That's 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Yeah. Had the chance to do one series from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, the Expos. back to the mound, and Corbin able to get it, and he flips to first to retire Bogaerts for the first out of the third inning.
What'd you think of the big
I liked it. Now, it was sort of a strange situation. It was packed when I was there for all the games, and I understand it wasn't always like that in the end, where the crowds are not all that huge, but it was packed for all 3 games that I get to do there. But I thought it was pretty cool. Did you like it?
I loved it. I love the fans. I love the city. As Corbin,
I love the city.
Athleticism there. Oh, yeah.
The city was awesome.
St. Catherine Street? You bet.
Yes. And you got to wonder with the amount of success that's been had there since they left, and some of the exhibition games returning there, whether baseball will be back in Montreal. This is to right center, and from center comes Jacob Young to make the catch on Machado for the second out of the third inning.
You know, the one thing I miss about Montreal was the vuvuzelas they would have in the stands. It would be just empty, and then you hear those horns going. They would just echo throughout Olympic Stadium.
Of course, that was the site of Tony Gwynn's 3,000th hit.
Yes, off of Dan Smith, a broken bat slider to center field.
Jay Cronenworth taking the strike on a sinker. They'll take his hitter's timeout, down 0-2.
Their big screen in Montreal, it was one of the old school. I mean, right when it first started. So it was like a projector in school. Remember the teacher used to put that clear stuff on the projector for your assignment? Every time you went over to first base, they'd throw a chicken head on there. And they'd play. You throw over 2 times, 2 chicken heads. So as a pitching staff, it's like, who's going to have the most chicken heads tonight? So like guys would have like 5 or 6 of them up there.
0-2 pitch. And Cronenworth grounds one towards shortstop. C.J. Abrams on the run. And in time to end the inning. 2.5 done from Washington. It's 3-0 Padres.
To the nation's capital, the Padres lead Washington 3-0 in the bottom of the third inning as Dylan Cease goes for his 10th win of the year. Padres hoping for a series sweep. News and notes around the league. This is a big story as the Padres, remember, after today, head down the road to Baltimore, take on the Orioles, who are fighting with the Yankees right now in the East. And since June, the Yankees have all but fallen apart. Second worst record in all of baseball. The Mets, on the other hand, is the other story in New York. Always the story B, if you're familiar with that market, is anything Mets related. But the Mets have been red hot. And while they really don't challenge the National League East, they are right there currently holding that second spot in the wild card. But really, I think the story of this, as we go into Baltimore, who's in that dogfight, as I mentioned, they lead the Yankees by a game and a half, is what has happened to those Yankees, guys?
Well, it's been a tough run and what was a great beginning for the Yankees. You look back at the beginning of the year and they were really rolling there in what is a very difficult American League East, of course, for the Orioles, who we're about to see. And this is the situation right now. Yankees went for first place and now trailing the Orioles by a game and a half. The story out of the East also has been the Red Sox and Alex Cora, his ability to be able to get that team to play good baseball despite the roster that doesn't really overwhelm you at all. We just saw them at Fenway, but you know it's a tough situation for Aaron Boone right now because he's got to figure it out in a hurry. They've gotten a lot out of Soto, that's for sure, in that deal. It's been Soto and Judge, and that's kind of been it for them. There's a swing and a miss here for Luis Garcia Jr. He becomes a 4th strikeout victim for Cease. But I am amazed by what the Mets have been able to do, and I really feel like they could be a problem. And certainly for the Padres moving here, everybody going after this wild card in the National League, they're back in the conversation. It really started for me when we were actually there at Citi Field when they were playing good baseball.
Yankees can't hit lefties. Starting pitchers below 500. Trouble in the cleanup spot for the Pinstripers. It's the worst OPS in Major League Baseball in the cleanup spot. And you look at their IL, right? You always look at injuries. Well, guess who's on the IL? Stanton. Rizzo's on the IL.
That hurts.
Birdie. The Mets, on the other hand, playing good baseball, lead Major League Baseball in runs per game in the span since June 2nd. Almost 6 runs per game for the Metropolitans. So stay tuned to that one.
It's got to be win day every time Garrett Cole goes, and that wasn't the case.
Yep.
So
no, he's really struggled. I think you make a great point there. They were really hoping for a shot in the arm. Remember the start they had from Louis Heel spelled G-I-L, the guy they thought was just going to be an added fringe player to help with Cole's absence. He has a stellar first half, and now he's cooled off a little bit. And as you pointed out, Garrett Cole not been the same guy we've seen for so many years right now as he works his way back from injury. But, Don, I think you make a great point on those Mets, and that is, what are they going to do now at the deadline? I think New York was ready to not only sell the club, but possibly the stadium, because they were so fed up with the performance early on in the half, and now they're right there in the thick of it, and everybody is chasing pitching. I would imagine the Mets are going to do what they can to contend. You can't not in that city.
I think the problem that teams are going to come, well, first of all, there are so many teams that are now in the mix here and playing right now for their lives, and this last couple of days very important as to whether or not teams are going to give up good prospects to get pitching. There's so few good pitchers out there, I believe, and I think the one name you hear about is Crochet over and over and over again. But again, we're in a situation where a guy's coming out of the pen, the rotation beyond innings he's used to, has injury troubles in the past. What are you getting? I mean, the list is just not that long of pitchers across Major League Baseball as compared to the number of teams that are in the mix right now.
And guys that are rentals as opposed to years of control, that comes into play as well.
Don't want that for the most part.
2-month rental, you give up, your farm.
You also don't want to send the wrong message to your fan base and your clubhouse by selling. I mean, you sell anybody and it's almost like, oh, really, we're giving up?
Guys, you have 6 teams within 4.5 games of that final wild card spot right now in the National League, and I do get it. There are 56, 58 games, depending on what team you are, roughly left in the season. But you only have the couple until the trade deadline, which we've talked about is coming up next Tuesday, and it is a hard deadline. There are no deals, fans, that you can do beyond that date. You better hope, if anything, you add by what you have coming back from injury, but that's the only avenue you get.
7 in a row retired by Cease. That's strikeout number 5. It's 3-0 Padres in D.C. Presented by Arco. Ha-Sung Kim with the bases loaded after an hour and 16-minute rain delay gets this one by James Wood, and it clears the bases. All 3 runs coming in for the Padres, and that's a difference in this game. 3-0 San Diego as we venture into the 4th inning. Back in Washington, D.C. And here is Ha-Sung Kim to lead it off in the 4th inning. So he takes strike 1. Patrick Corbin, who left the bases loaded with 2 outs when the rain delay began, came back, gave up that single for Kim to clear the bases, and is still out there. Literally weathered the storm. Now 70 pitches deep and an hour and 16-minute rain delay mixed in. Line down the right field line foul. Did you see what I did there?
It's just very well done.
Thank you.
By the way. It's just like a very long inning, right?
Really long inning.
Right?
Like almost
batting
an
around
hour and a half.
Like 2 or 3 times batting around.
Fouled down the right field line out of play, and now a quick word from Jack in the Box.
I invited Deadpool and Wolverine over to whip up some mini Jimmy Bang Bags. That was a mistake.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
2 strikes here to Kim. And a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. He strikes out. That's the 4th strikeout for Patrick Corbin. First out of the 4th inning.
Corbin getting a feel on the cut fastball. He's got the curveball. He's got the slider. He's got the cutter.
There's Jackson Merrill, a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. Reaches out, pokes it foul off to the left out of play.
One thing Corbin's trying to do as well, he throws about 92, but that separation between a fastball and like a soft breaking ball, right? A lot of time guys get into that fastball, that cutter, that slider. It's like 5-6 miles an hour. There's not like a big differential. Well, I like that one pitch where it's like 8 to 10, maybe the changeup or a breaking ball. That differential.
Ground ball to short. Backing up on it is Abrams. Plants and throws and plenty of time to get Merrill. And there are 2 outs in the 4th inning. And 6 in a row retired by Patrick Corbin. Hey, a lot of camps here today. You know how I can tell?
T-shirts.
Yes. Especially in right field, the bleachers.
Love that.
A lot of T-shirts. That's how you can tell. It's midweek day game camps.
You can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
Having a blast. Fly ball headed in that direction out towards right center, but it'll stay in the yard as Young runs it down in center field. A 1-2-3 inning for Corbin. A 3-0 Padres lead. 3-0 the President's Race with the Olympic torches, of course, that time of year, and always exciting here in between innings.
How does Teddy not lose his glasses? The 26th president of our great United States. How does he do it?
Really good. Only one wearing glasses of this trio. And Abe comes away with the victory today. George was late.
And then Abe, there's Abe, our 16th president.
Holding the Olympic circles.
Yeah, Abe looks great. Bad night at the theater, though.
What did you think of the play?
Too soon?
C.J. Abrams 0 for 8 in the series against his old team. Former first-round draft choice struck out swinging in the first inning. Takes a pitch outside. "15 homers, 49 runs batted in." All that taking place before the arrival of the Padres as he grounds this one foul outside of first.
And we talked about the Cease slider. That one was a slider. Out in front, off balance swing from CJ. Grounded foul. It's a nasty pitch.
16 innings, he's got 26 strikeouts. He's only allowed 2 hits and 0 earned runs. To right field, Bryce Johnson making his way back onto the warning track to make the catch in right field for out number 1. Just 44 pitches through 3 1/3 innings, and that'll bring up Lane Thomas. Walked and was caught trying to steal in the first inning. Takes a strike over the outside edge. He's already added on to the on-base streak. Longest active. He's frustrated with that delivery. You can always tell. Throws his back to the catcher.
You think Dylan's got 9 strikeouts in the back of his mind trying to take care of the Cats?
Probably.
Remember, 9 strikeouts. Petco's going to take care of your pets for you. Dogs, cats. 9 punchies. I don't mean like babysit or dog sit or cat sit. I mean, what is it, 25% off? 20% off treats?
Yes. Of your total purchase.
Your total purchase. If you're a Vital member. Don will have a read in a little bit. Just a disclaimer, I butchered that, so don't take it. Don't go into Petco and say, "Hey, I heard something on the Padre game that Dylan C is going to take care of my cats."
You said take care of my pets.
Well, they'll take care of you, meaning they'll take care of you with product. You know,
so I'm here to drop off Fido for the next 3 days.
Do you take care of Sassy?
Yeah. Mud Grant said that you do that.
Yeah. Here's my tabby.
Yeah, where do I drop him off?
Take care of it.
Payoff pitch to Lane Thomas. Popped up. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Eighth pitch of the plate appearance coming up. Battle continues. And that's ball 4. He loses him. The second walk that Cease has allowed. Both have been to Lane Thomas. Thomas, of course, tried to steal the first time, so you got to keep an eye on him at first base. He was caught trying to steal back in the first. He's aboard with one out here in the fourth inning. And it brings up Jesse Winker.
Yeah, we've mentioned in this series, it's something the Nationals do well. They run. And with Thomas out there, 26 stolen bases on the season.
On over there by Jake Cronenworth with one out here in the fourth inning. Winker 1 for 8 now in the series. On the ground left side, and it is picked by Solano to second for one, on to first for two. Double play. He was swung over towards shortstop, which made it a little bit more difficult, and it was Kim who had to cover. So the double play ends the bottom of the fourth inning. We are headed to the fifth with the Padres on top 3-0. Solano had to wait for Kim. He gets there, and they turn the DP. 3-0. Padres have the lead over the Nationals. We head to the top of the fifth inning. We'll get your tickets to see the Padres at a #1 ballpark, the America's #1 ballpark. That's Petco Park. Come cheer on Manny, Profar, Rise, and the rest of the Padres at Petco Park. Secure your seats at padres.com/tickets. Drop down and quickly out is Corbin to fire to first base in time to retire Bryce Johnson. One pitch and one out here in the fifth. Flips over the order and brings up Jurickson Profar. 4 for 12 in the series with 2 home runs. 1 for 2 today with a double. Homering in back-to-back games, second time this season. First time was July 4th and 5th. His club leading 16th home run of the year last night. Since his career high of 20 home runs, both done in 2018 and 2019. 18 with Texas, 19 with Oakland.
Hey. A lot of breaking balls down and into the righties from Corbin. It's tough to keep fair.
At least the Rise with a day off today. May see him if needed late in the game. Oh, 2 strikes to Jurickson Profar with one out here in the fifth inning. Elevates and Profar chases and strikes out. That's 5 strikeouts now for Patrick Corbin. 2 down.
Going up to the attic, 93 on the 4-seamer. Corbin sports the 2-seamer, the sinker, a little bit of movement down in the zone, upstairs with the 4-seamer.
He's really settled in quite nicely. That is 9 in a row now retired by Patrick Corbin. There's Donovan Solano. With a single in the first, scored a run, lined out to center in the second inning. It took 55 pitches to get the first 6 outs for Corbin. He's gotten the last 8 outs on 28 pitches, been far more effective. 2-1 is crank foul off to the right, out of play.
That's a good thing that the Padres got those 3 runs early because he found his groove. Now they need to add on, find some way to get to Corbin.
All the runs coming in the first inning for San Diego. Elevates again, and he strikes out Solano. 6 strikeouts, 10 in a row retired by Corbin, but it's 3-0 Padres. coverage cam.
Oh, we're going to cover Dylan Cease and his slider. We talked about it earlier. It's the pitch du jour. 50% usage. He's thrown to 31 of them this afternoon. He's coming in first place with that pitch. The four-seamer at 37%. We talked about the tilt. Even when he hangs it, he can backdoor it down and in. He's got 4 strikeouts on that slider. He begins his 6th inning of work. And there's the whiff rate. 4 strikeouts on the slider today versus the Nationals. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Padres lead 3-0. Here's Don.
Thanks, Mudley. Juan Yepez leading it off here for the Nats in the 5th. Grounded out to third base in the 2nd inning. 55 pitches now for Cease as he faces his first hitter of the 5th inning. It's Yepez, Wood, and Ruiz scheduled to bat in the inning. Broken bat, grounder foul over by the Nationals side of things. Time now for the Callaway Kings of distance. Yesterday, a home run for Juan Yepez, just his 2nd. 390 feet, 97.2 on the exit velo, 26 degrees on the launch angle. That was off Waldron and part of a 3-run first inning for the Nats.
He's putting together a nice streak, Yepez.
Goes to get a new bat.
Yeah, that one was cued right off the end of the bat where it's cupped out for balance of that bat. 15-game hitting streak.
Foul back to the screen this time. 99 featured there by Cease. Now we asked Cease after his last start of the last 2 if he has noticed the uptick in velocity. He said he certainly has. Been 99, 100. Popped up and Bogart's backpedaling, still going, and he flips it to Merrill, who makes the catch. From Bogarts to Merrill for out number 1. That was cool.
That was very cool.
Team effort.
Oh, that's the great thing about baseball. You come to the ball yard, you never know what you're going to see. And right here, great effort for Bogart, second baseman going out. Name and number. There's the game of flip. And that's why, as a outfielder, infielder, you can always be backing up. You can always be somewhere to help out. And Jackson's all over it.
Sander was certainly glad to see him.
Yeah. That was great.
So 1 down here in the 5th. Wood with a swing and a miss. Chase the slider. And is quickly down 0-2. Going to take his hitter's timeout. For 9 in the series is Wood. Elevates and Wood chases to strike out. That is 6 strikeouts now for Dylan Cease. 2 down.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, second time around, Dylan Cease is dealing. The last couple of hitters, more fastballs, 98, 99. You know, you see the slider. Second time around, that 99 looks like 109. It's tough to square up.
2 down here in the 5th. Gaybert Ruiz grounded back to the mound. First time up. Nationals catcher taking strike 1 on the outside edge. Second start of the year for Cease in a Padres uniform. 9-8, looking to get into double figures in terms of wins individually. 3.76 ERA. Ground ball right side. Cronenworth will need Cease to cover. He does, and he's there for the out. That ends the 5th. We're through 5 with the Padres on top 3-0. Combined effort. Xander Bogaerts, Jackson Merrill for the first out of the inning. Nicely done. 3-0 Padres have lead over the Nationals as we move to the top half of the 6th inning. Padres return to Petco Park July 30th through August 4th to host the Dodgers and Rockies. Spend your summer at Petco Park, America's #1 ballpark, with exciting weekend matchups. Don't miss this key divisional duel. Learn more at Padres.com/tickets. Always great to see Padres fans on the road. We've seen a lot of them this year. And in Washington, no different. A lot of brown and gold.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, how many games did you go to, a big league ball game? As a kid, like high school and younger?
One a season.
Really?
Yeah. I lived about 3.5 hours away from the closest team.
That was about...
You?
You know what? I can count from high school and then elementary school, maybe fewer than a handful of times I went to Wrigley and Comiskey, maybe.
Overall,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My point is, we talk to these Padre fans. Oh, we have the 20 seat, the 20 game.
Ground ball, and that one is by the dive of Garcia, the second baseman. And reaching is Xander Bogaerts. The base hit for Bogaerts.
These fans that have the 20 game, the 40 game, the 80 game, they get a chance to see Xander Bogaerts do his thing like this right here. Take it the other way. That's what he's been doing recently. Hitting the ball where it's pitched, depending on the count. Hey, 2 strikes, got to protect. Come on out and see Xander Bogaerts at Petco.
Lead runner on for the Padres here in the 6th inning. Manny Machado sends one to short. The second for 1, on to first for 2. Double play, grounded into. 2 down in the 6th inning. We'll bring up Jake Cronenworth. 93 total pitches and an hour and 16-minute rain delay mixed in for Corbin. Pretty impressive, really.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed length from him today because the bullpen just abused the first 2 games, and of course we saw position player Vargas in the game to end last night's game.
He's the perfect candidate for this situation, isn't he? I mean, we mentioned it. It's not like a 21-year-old prospect who they're going to gauge as far as pitches thrown and whatever. He's been around the block. He can go in there and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go back out there. I don't care if it's 2 hours. I'm going back out there.
Cronenworth 1 for 10 in the series. Yeah, very durable.
Yeah.
Fly ball, shallow center. Jacob Young is there, and he makes the catch. It's a 7-pitch inning. 5.5 done, 3-0 San Diego.
Padres in the nation's capital today. They lead Washington 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Padres baseball today brought to you by California Coast Credit Union, celebrating 95 years in the community. California Coast Credit Union presents Ask Don and Mud. You have a big question you want to ask Don and Mud, you'd love them to answer. Well, here's your chance to ask it. Text Padres to 619-500-9395. See if your question's going to be answered live during our broadcast. Boys, you have a second? I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
Is it okay?
Always available.
Absolutely.
First
Great.
a grounder back to Cease, who will flip underhanded for out number 1 of the 6.
Don will do the play-by-play, and then you get to ask the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I figured since we're on the East Coast swing, and we had a question a couple of days ago about your favorite booth and least favorite booth to work at in baseball. How about if we stay on the East Coast since we're going from here to Baltimore, and if I take New York City off of the table, which is your favorite East Coast city in the league and why?
Okay. So grew up in New England, so Boston's always fun. There's no doubt about that. I like going there. It is, when I was a kid, it was home.
Sure.
So, yeah, I would say Boston would be number 1 for me. Although I will say this, from a baseball standpoint, booth, hotel, city, visiting, Toronto, north of the border, has always been one of my favorites.
Very nice. I love Canada. Our friends to the north.
Yes.
America's hat.
That's considered East Coast, right?
It is.
Okay.
But I'm going to go. I'm all about peace and love. I say this with peace and love. Philadelphia.
I like Philly too.
I love Philadelphia. Love everything about it.
I enjoy Philadelphia very much. I agree with you on that. The booth's good.
The booth is great. The fans are great. Love the hotel. I love the city. Great walking city. The history. The ice cream.
70th pitch coming up here. And it's in there for a strike.
98 from Cease.
You feel pretty much straight away on Ildemaro Vargas. He pitched in last night's game. Position player. Takes the strike on the inside edge. He was headed to first base thinking it was ball 4.
He's got the good fuzz this afternoon along with that slider. Dylan Cease has got number 1 and number 2 working nicely.
Fights it off foul. Last night he had some interesting pitches that he was using.
So it was almost like pushing the ball. This ball was smoked off the bat of Jake. Right back at the third baseman for the out.
Swing and a miss, and Vargas strikes out. That's 7 Ks for Dylan Cease. 2 down in the 6th inning.
You ask Dylan Cease, this is probably a bad slider in his book. Kind of backed up a little bit, but remember talking about hanging sliders off the plate? That's a terrible hack on a slider up and away.
There's Jacob Young, a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. One's up showing bunt and offered. Now 0-1. On the grass at third is Solano in case he entertains any thoughts of bunting. 10 total swings and misses against Cease, 8 on a slider. Now 75 pitches deep into his outing. Tardy on the 99. Down the right field line, headed foul. That was an even hundo. Reach back for a little extra. The Padres pitchers K9, your entire pet lineup wins. Petco Vital Care members can visit participating Petco locations the next day. Score 25% off your total purchase. Just ask to redeem the Padres K9 promotion at checkout. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Jacob Young. Dylan Cease is not allowed to hit through the first 6 today in Washington. It's 3-0 Padres. Your Lexus dealers in Carlsbad, El Cajon, Escondido, and San Diego invite you to test drive a Lexus today. By Sequan Casino Resort, official casino partner of the San Diego Padres. And by Motorola, proud partner of the San Diego Padres. Seventh inning, and Patrick Corbin has one taken down the left field line. That ball will be foul. Ah-Sung Kim sending one a long way, but foul. This pitch 97 for Corbin, who also had an hour and 16-minute rain delay mixed in, but he's going deeply into this game. That said, there is action in the pen for the first time for the Nationals today. It is Derek Law, the right-hander. Corbin wanted it, didn't get it. Ball and 2 strikes to Kim. Will be followed by Merrill and Campusano.
Looks like Corbin going more to the four-seamer. Maybe the second time around against these Padres. Third time around. There it is again.
Strike 3. Kim goes looking. 7 strikeouts down for Corbin. Second time Kim is down by way of the K.
Back-to-back four-seamers. He wants it in. Catches a lot of the plate.
One down in the 7th. Jackson Merrill 0 for 2 today. Foul down the left field line, out of play. Last 4 innings, Corbin has faced the minimum. Prior to that, he retired the side just once in the previous 12 innings. He has been dealing today, up over 100 pitches now, 102. Merrill has struck out swinging and grounded to short. 0-4-2. Petco Park is a place to be. Rock out at America's #1 ballpark with incredible shows coming to Petco Park, including Def Leppard, Journey on Friday, August 30th, and Pink on September 11th. Explore the full lineup at Padres.com/concerts. That is ball 4, and down to first base goes Jackson Merrill.
Padres need to get a couple more across here.
One out with Merrill at first, and Campusano standing in, takes a strike. Runner goes. And a pitch in the dirt, throw down there. He is going to be safe. Stolen base for Jackson Merrill. So into scoring position with 1 away.
With the lefty, first move, got to go. The short hop on the throw. Outfield part of the bag. In there safely.
A chance for Campusano to bring him in. One hopper to short. Looking to back is Abrams. The throw is in plenty of time, and that is out number 2 of the 7th inning. 6-3. No advance for Merrill. Now a quick word from Saquon Casino.
Refuel, re-energize, and relax. Saquon, I made it mine. Make it yours.
2 down here in the 7th with Merrill at second base. Brings up Bryce Johnson. Grounded softly back to Corbin. He'll run a little bit. Flips underhanded to first for the out. That ends the inning. 7th inning stretch from Washington. It's 3-0 Padres. It's entire defensive play of the game.
Oh, this was fun back in the Nationals' 5th inning. Juan Yepez off the glove of Bogarts, and that's why you back up. That's why you back up your teammates. Jackson Merrill to save the day. Little game of flip with Xander and Jackson, and Dylan Cease likes it.
C.J. Abrams leading it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Abrams has struck out swinging and flied out to right. 0-for-2. Down the left field line, headed foul.
Boy, these Nationals having difficulty squaring up that fastball. We've seen a lot of sliders early. It's worth mentioning again the usage of that slider. He's used it a lot this afternoon. It's been his #1 pitch, along with that four-seamer.
Bounces that one to even the count of 2-2.
And that's one of the few knuckle curves. Or was that a slider? I think a slider, huh? Thought it had a bigger break to it. That, in fact, was a slider. He has thrown a few knuckle curves, though, on the day.
Ball 3. He's walked 2 today. Same guy, Lane Thomas, walked in the first and then walked in the fourth. Payoff pitch coming here to Abrams, beginning the bottom of the 7th inning. And that's ball 4. A leadoff walk starts the 7th inning. So there's the 3rd walk handed out by Cease today. Up to 84 pitches now. Leading at the mound with Campusano headed out there and the rest of the infield to join. Lane Thomas coming up.
Yeah, this is when the catcher is an extension of your pitching coach. Everybody's on the same page. After the walk to lead off an inning, yeah, just kind of a little regroup. Hey, make a good pitch here. Work for a double play ball. Thomas got good speed, though. Tough to double up. It's got to be a rocket, like one of those 1-2 hoppers right at one of your middle infielders.
In the dirt, blocked by Campusano, keeping Abrams at first base.
Nice job by Luis. Another slider, first pitch. You anticipate that pitch in the dirt. Good technique. Smother and recover.
Another slider and a swing and a miss. Adrian Morejon warming in the Padres pen. On the ground left side from third, Solano throws on the run and in time. Moving to second base is C.J. Abrams. So Thomas retired 5-3, but runner in scoring position now for the Nats.
Yeah, too much speed. Trying to get Abrams at second base. That chopper not hit hard enough. Hey, you want to play for the out right there. Get the shore out.
This time the Nationals have had a base runner reach second base all day. 1 out in the 7th inning, and here's Jesse Winker. 0 for 2 today, striking out in the first, grounding into a double play in the 4th inning. The recipient of strike 1. There's that knuckle curve you were talking about. Fouls it back, and it's 0-2. Baseball walking counterclockwise around the mound in the midst of a meeting with himself. Now an 0-2 pitch. Now 90 pitches. Pitch count getting up there with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Winker hits a fly ball to left field over his profile towards the line, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Back to second goes Abrams.
You know, I think you would classify Dylan Cease as somewhat of a workhorse. You bet. 100 pitches or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times over 100 pitches for the right-hander this season. This being his 22nd start.
2 down in the 7th, and Juan Yepez 0 for 2. Yepez, who had hits in each of his first 15 games with the Nationals, and is 3 for 10 in the series, 0 for 2 today. Ball on a strike now to Yepez. On the ground left side, Solano on the run and in time to end the inning. Dylan Cease has not given up a hit through the first 7 in Washington. Scoreboard, and coming off after that last inning, 7 no-hit innings, and the handshake from Mike Schilt and a conversation taking place after that, and he gets high fives from his teammates. It certainly looks like Dylan Cease's day is over, despite the fact he's got a no-hitter through 7.
Yeah, throwing the ball extremely well. The pitch count getting up there. We mentioned 12 times this season he's gone over 100 pitches.
A lot of discussion. And then after this, there were high fives and handshakes from teammates. Looks like that is the day for Cease. So Padres will be looking for the combined no-hitter perhaps today.
Sure. Phone a friend. Call a neighbor. Got something special going on here in the nation's capital.
Derek Law into the game now for the Nats.
Well, we have seen this right-hander many, many times. 33 years young. 50th game for the right-hander. Opponent's hitting 268. Law throws 6 pitches, but pretty much heavy on the 2. The cutter and the slider.
Top of the order, Jurickson Profar leading it off here in the 8th. Hitting a ground ball down the first baseline, foul. Profar has grounded out to second, doubled, and struck out.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mariano was up throwing last half inning, correct?
Correct.
So maybe
waiting for a couple of outs to get back up again.
You know, some guys are different. You know, he might be hot, ready to go. So he might wait for an out or two before he gets up to get loose. You know,
there's nobody warming in the pen right now.
Right, right.
2-2 pitch is a fly ball to the left, and Wood back a step. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Don't miss upcoming Padres giveaways, including a 1999 Tony Gwynn Henley presented by Serpro, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Mr. Padres' 3,000th career hit on Monday, August 12th. Other August giveaways include a Machado collectible pin and a pink Tatis Jr. bucket hat. Learn more at Padres.com/giveaways.
I'm all over that bucket hat.
One down here in the 8th. And a ground ball back up the middle into center field. A base hit for Donovan Solano. Second hit of the day for Solano.
Little cut fastball up off the end of the bat. Playing a little pepper up the middle for the base knock. He throws that pitch 40% of the time, 30% of the time on that slider. Something with movement from Law.
You mentioned the number of times that Cease has gone over 100. He's at 94 pitches through 7 right now.
Okay.
Just to
maybe
update you on the total.
Maybe he is going back out. Huh? Stay tuned to that one.
One out, one on. Xander Bogaerts. Ground ball to shortstop. Abrams will go to second from one. On to first. That's two. So the double play wraps up the 8th inning. And he is coming back out.
All right.
Dylan Cease will be back on the mound. Career no-hit bid for Dylan Cease, 8 2/3 on September 3rd, 2022 versus the Minnesota Twins. Ended up giving up a base hit after 8 2/3 to now teammate Luis Arise. Broke it up. And again, September 3rd of 2022. Heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. No hits so far today, and he may have talked his way in to staying in this game. As James Wood leads it off.
I'll be honest with you, when he walked off into the dugout, it was the congratulatory handshake from the manager. I thought it was, hey, good afternoon to the big leagues, but he did some lobbying. We are in Washington, so he did some lobbying.
It was followed by about a 5-minute conversation between him and Ruben Niebla and Mike Schill as he falls behind here to begin the inning 2-0.
He wants the ball.
Third time the Padres have had a no-hitter go past 5 innings this year. The first two, of course, were Michael King. And the third time here for Dylan Cease. 6 2/3 was the longest no-hit bid by King. Elevates, and it's even now 2-2. Battling back Dylan Cease.
Yeah, that fastball has been his friend. Like the slider, the fastball later in this outing.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. One down in the 8th inning. 9 strikeouts for Dylan Cease.
Well, we talked about the fastball, 99, even 100. Here is the slider going back to it. Back door, 90. Splits the outside corner.
One down in the 8th inning. Keibert Ruiz, 0 for 2. Ground ball right side. Ranging is Bogaerts. A bobble. The throw to first is going to get there in time. Xander stayed with it, didn't give up, and gets his man. 2 down.
You have to admire the second effort. You have to admire what's on the line. To his left, knock it down. The bobble gets him by a half step. And it's a guy who does not run well, Ruiz.
2 down in the 8th inning. Garcia Jr. now has struck out swinging and grounded back to the mound. 0 for 2. Grounded to short, and Kim behind the bag at second throws him out. Dylan Cease is not allowed to hit through the first 8 innings in Washington today. 3-0 Padres. 3-0 Padres have lead over the Nationals. Padres pitchers struck out 9 batters today, which means your entire Pet lineup wins. Petco Vital Care members can visit participating Petco locations tomorrow to score 25% off your total purchase. Just ask to redeem the Padres K9 promotion at checkout. New pitcher into the game now for the Nationals as Jose Ferrer in the game.
We saw this left-hander for the Washington Nationals in game 1, the 8th inning. Was back on Tuesday night, 2/3 of an inning, zeros all the way across. He struck out 1 Padre. Very small sample size, only 1 inning for the left-hander.
Manny Machado to lead it off here in the 9th inning. Nice job today by Patrick Corbin for the Nationals. He had to weather the hour and 16-minute rain delay. Ended up throwing 109 pitches in his outing. But he is on the hook with the Padres on top 3-0. He just ran into Dylan Cease today.
Really good effort.
Grounded up the middle to the backhand goes Garcia. Plants and throws a one-hopper that is picked in plenty of time by Yepes for the first out here in the 9th inning as Manny is retired. Has walk grounded to short and flied out to center. Right in front of the plate, out to grab it is Ruiz. Fires over his shoulder, and that is out number 2 of the inning. This Sky Beretta telecast presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Alone in his thoughts as this one is fouled off to the right out of play. Kim fouls it off to the right out of play. I always think of those pitchers waiting for the bottom of the 9th.
You want to get out there.
You want to forfeit your top of the 9th inning in some ways.
I want to go right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You want to get out there. You want to get the job done.
And the right field line out of play.
Call it superstition, call it routine. It looks normal to me. Dylan Cease just having a conversation with his catcher, going over the next 3.
He's a pretty calm cat. We know that about him.
He is. Really is.
Not much frazzles him at all. Kim will ground one to third and eats up Vargas and gets into left field. And he is headed for second base. What a little bobble out there. And he'll cruise to second base with 2 down in the inning.
I'm wondering if that's going to be 2 errors on that play. First, quite frankly, I think it's a play that's got to be made. Big league third baseman right there. It's a 2-hopper. 1, 2. He backs up on it, tries to play. And then this right here. A bobble there. Not saying it's going to be, but that has 2 errors written all over it. For me, Mr. Vegas.
We'll see what we got. There's a ground ball by the mound towards short. Abrams coming in. His throw to first is in time. We are going to the bottom of the 9th inning in Washington, D.C. Dylan Cease is not allowed to hit. Padres have the lead. Here we go. Last of the 9th inning. Dylan Cease is not allowed to hit through the first 8. Again, he has been 8 2/3 before in his history. That was a member of the White Sox. This is a member of the San Diego Padres. Ildemaro Vargas will lead it off, and you can bet that the faithful know all about this. Many of them standing throughout the ballpark here at Nationals Park as Vargas leads it off in the 9th, and we'll take a look at ball 1.
Tell you what, from a defensive standpoint also, believe you me, these guys in the infield, outfield, they're going to be diving for stuff, preventing balls to get through. Fly balls to the right or left.
Vargas standing in, and the 1-0 is swung on and missed. Ball and a strike. Vargas has grounded out to second. He has struck out swinging. 0 for 2 in the game. Down the left field line. It's headed foul. Feel about straight away. 106 pitches at the moment now for Cease. And that one is chopped foul. Just getting a piece. Another slider. Been a healthy diet all day.
Hey, he's been locked in with the slider and the fastball this afternoon.
The 1-2 pitch. He in the dirt, and it evens at 2-2. Sarais, who said just a seat to watch today, a spectator to this point of the game. He was the guy that broke up Cease's last bid back in 2022. Popped up. Campusano coming back towards the screen, and Luis can't catch it. Hits the screen first. Hits the screen first. So a foul ball. So close.
This ball is going to come back towards home plate. Great effort. Off the screen.
So take a little stroll. In the midst of a meeting with himself in behind the hill right now is Dylan Cease. Two pitch to Vargas. Grounds it foul over by the Nats dugout. .110 now for Cease. On the ground, slowly hit towards Bogaerts. He'll flip to first for out number 1 of the 9th inning. Bogaerts had to charge in. He was deeply situated on the right side. Gets Vargas one away in the 9th inning.
Dylan Cease has done a fine job this afternoon of avoiding the sweet spot of these Nationals bats. That was no exception right there. So the little dribbler, infielder's got to be on it. Third of the way there.
Now Jacob Young, 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, both times swinging. On the ground to shortstop. Kim's got it, fires to first. 2 down in the 9th inning. 1 out away for Dylan Cease. The faithful will stand as one. Top of the order, C.J. Abrams. In the dirt for ball 1. Another slider. Started him with a slider. Abrams to right field. Johnson coming in. He makes the catch. No hits for the Nats. Dylan Cease throws a no-hitter. The second no-hitter in Padres history. There'll be a sea of San Diegans celebrating back home today.
Well, Dylan Cease has been in complete control of this afternoon. The last pitch was the slider. Oh, yeah. Bryce Johnson squeezes it. His Padres teammates, the Friar faithful. It's time to have a party for Dylan Cease.
His pitching coach for the hug. He finally did it. Got real close a couple years ago.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, as far as from a pitching coach, Ruben Niebla is a guy who lives and dies with every pitch. I'll tell you what, he's excited as Dylan Cease and his teammates are for the right-hander. What a great effort. What a great afternoon in the big leagues for Dylan Cease.
His manager, we may have talked out of taking him out of this game at one point. We'll have to find out.
That's right.
Dylan Cease saluting the faithful above the Padres dugout. The amazing feat today, the authenticating of the baseball taking place right now. That needs to be made official. Of the utmost importance, in which they are doing right now for Cease. And they hand him the baseball after the authentication.
I'll tell you what, we saw the replay when he was with the White Sox. That's heartbreaking. 8 2/3, you battle. Give up a hit to Luis Ariz of all people. Now his teammate. Good for Dylan Cease. It's been worth the wait.
No-hitter for Dylan Cease today in Washington. An amazing day. He joins us from field level. Dylan, my friend, how does this feel?
Man, unbelievable. It's crazy. I mean, Rube joked to me after the last one and said, hey, when are we going to get a real one? So that's pretty special.
When did you start thinking about it? When did it first cross your mind that this was something that could happen today?
Uh-oh.
Is it still working?
It is.
After the 6th, probably.
Okay.
But pitch count was high, so I was like, But I try not to think about it too much. I would go in between and talk to Joe and King about sequencing. And then just, good things happen.
Did you do some lobbying after that inning? Because
Yeah.
it looked like the congratulatory handshake. A nice job. What went on after that conversation?
Yeah, he said nice job, and I looked up and it was like 94 pitches, and I just said I feel great, and if we get through the next one in like 105, then I've thrown 113 this year, and so he thankfully they let me talk him into it, and then here we are.
Unbelievable. We watched it all take place. We saw it. We saw the conversation. It went on a little while, and then you walked away. I felt like maybe he's still in this game.
Oh yeah.
You came close 2 years ago, and oddly enough, your teammate now, Luis Ariz, the guys that broke it up, he was in the dugout rooting you on today. That's also pretty ironic.
Yeah, it is. I think I had a little flashback right there. Made sure I got the slider a little bit lower. So, yeah, that's man, off the bat right there, it looked kind of like a bloop hit.
Yeah.
And then I just saw it stay up, and I was just screaming and yelling, and that was awesome.
Dylan, what was going through your mind when Xander bobbled that one ball and Jackson Merrill made the catch there?
I mean, there were two of them. The other one he dove for and got up and threw it, and then bobbled, and then made a play. I mean, and I feel like in every no-hitter, there's a couple plays that are, kind of save it. So I think there were a couple right there, but man, made it happen.
Yeah. You will never forget this. This will be in history forever, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us and doing this today. This was so much fun to watch.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dylan.
Thank you.
Dylan Cease has thrown the second no-hitter in the history of the San Diego Padres. An amazing day today.
Donnie, what a great day at the ball yard. One of the things we always talk about this great game of baseball, you never know what you're going to see or expect. And it's great to see the traveling Padre fans to wear the brown and gold and witness it firsthand. There's Joe Musgrove on the top step, cheering on his teammate, the other no-hitter in Padres franchise history.
Washington, Dylan Cease, 9 innings, no hits, strikes out 9 along the way, secures the second no-hitter in franchise history. Bettors his record to 10-8. Padres sweep the Nats. Thank you for watching Padres Baseball, presented by Major League Baseball. For Mark Grant and Mike Pomerantz, I'm Don Orsillo. Now stay tuned for the Padres postgame show.